We just keep on walking, but never really getting nowhere. It's like we keep on talking, but never really saying nothing. On different sides, on different times, stuck in a ways we ain't changing. Can't read your mind, and I've really tried. You won't let me in like we're straight.
Hello, I know I promised you all that I was going to show you my touches of fall that I did for my home this fall season, and here I am doing just that. I ended up purchasing some faux flowers this year and got a really good deal on some, and so I tried to think ahead with the color choices and the specific stems that I picked. And so I knew I love these beautiful like wine burgundy colored roses, and I knew they would be great in combination for the fall season. So I chose those to put at my door. I really would have loved to get some live mums, but I just don't have the time to keep those things alive. I've tried them several times and just have a hard time. But I also did something different, a hanging basket on my door versus a wreath. And I really like how it came out. So hopefully you enjoy it. Alright, we're moving along into my foyer area. I didn't change too much up here, just kind of freshen things up. I added this match striker that I got from Target, I believe, that candle snuffer. I believe I picked up from maybe like a Five Below or something like that. I went with just the color blue in here, different tones of blue to kind of flow with my living room and dining room area. So again, I used some of those florals that I have and kind of kept it simple. My plan is to go in and change this mirror. I have been trying to figure out what is it that's missing in this space, and it's the mirror. So I'm going to change that mirror out. And then I added 2 new frames right here. And I still have a little work to do with a stool that I purchased. So I love how this area turned out. Coming along into my family room, I always have like some type of screensaver or fall inspired or whatever holiday or season it is inspired going on the TV if we're not watching TV. I really like how my mental area turned out. This space is kind of like where we hang out most of the time. It is really cozy, comfortable, homey. So I just love how the different touches and different things I put on the mantle and in this space turned out. So hopefully you enjoy. Okay, moving along to the kitchen area, just showing you all my counters. I kind of rearranged a few things in my kitchen just to kind of freshen it up, switch it up a little bit. Sometimes you may want to just have a different look, and that's what I did. I found that Hey Pumpkin at Kirkland's, And I end up swapping out some spoons and utensils there just to kind of freshen up the space. Then over here, I just did a little bit on my table. I keep these black chargers here all the time, not necessarily the plates, so I just added my plate setting with the blessed sign. I purchased that from Hobby Lobby a few years ago. And yeah, I kind of keep it, to me, simple, but just add that fall touch, fall Thanksgiving season touch to everything. And I just love how it turned out. I'm hanging on by a thread trying to keep my plan alive, but hopefully all goes well. Alright, y'all, I have all of my cheese shredded up. I ended up doing Gouda, Colby Jack, extra sharp, mild, and medium cheddar. Okay, this on top of Parmesan cheese is what I plan to use in my mac and cheese. I'm actually prepping this for the holiday. I'm going to mix everything up, make it up as if I'm about to put it in the oven, but I'm gonna cover it and put it in the freezer. Okay, so I am going to, this is like one of those small tin pans. I have a large one, is what I'm going to make this in. So I'm gonna get that pulled out, get my top pulled out. I'm about to put my noodles in my water. My water just started boiling, and so I'll pick y'all back up once my noodles get ready. All right, so I cooked just enough pasta. I cooked 2.5 pounds. So I had the 2-pound boxes. I ended up doing 1 2-pound box and then a half of another 2-pound box. So I put my butter in here. That way it can melt down easily. I have my pan doubled for just some added security. So I'm just gonna let this butter melt. I think I'm gonna add another piece, about 6 more teaspoons, because that wasn't a whole stick of butter. So I'm gonna add in some more. But how I'm doing my mac today is a very common way for me. I'm going to get this butter melted. I'm about to season my noodles. Now for my noodles seasoning, I normally use Nature Seasoning. And if you're not familiar with Nature Seasoning has salt, pepper, sugar, spices, onion, garlic, parsley, celery seed, all of the things. It's just like a really good all-purpose seasoning. So I'm gonna go in with that. And I like to season at this point because that butter is coating the noodles. That way the seasoning can coat the noodles as well. And it's just gonna add more flavor. I'm gonna do some Creole seasoning. And this is the end of this container, so this was perfect to finish that container off. And then I like to go in with smoked paprika. This is for color as well as for, I really love the flavor that it adds to this dish. So I'm just gonna stir this up, because again, that butter is still melting in the pasta. And I make my mac and cheese this way, and then one other way where I make a cheese sauce. So I'm not making a cheese sauce for this one. This to me is a super simple way. I did take a little bit more time because I grated my cheese, because I wanted it to be extra delicious. Now, I could have used just the shredded cheese and it would have been good as well, because I do that too. But the block cheese was priced better, and I know that it would just melt really good. So because I'm making this for the Thanksgiving holiday, mind you, we're still in the month of October. So I'm making this early, and I'm going to make it up as if I'm going to pop it in the oven right now, but I'm going to not pop it in the oven. I'm going to freeze it, okay? That way, when the holiday comes, I'm going to pull this out, sit it on the counter, let it come up to room temperature and unthaw, and then I'll pop it in the oven. And it's going to be even better because these flavors are going to have time to marinate and marry together in this dish. So I'm excited to be able to be just getting this done early, you know? So when you're having multiple or large groups, it's good to do things in advance, because you don't have to wear yourself out as much closer to your event or holiday. So you see the seasoning on the pasta. Now I'm gonna get my evaporated milk opened up, and I'll pull y'all back up in a few seconds. All right, so I got everything mixed in. So what I start off with butter, nature season, smoked paprika. I use evaporated milk, 2 cans of that, and then whole milk for the rest. And then I use, of course, all the cheeses that I showed y'all earlier. And this is the finished result. So of course I had to use a little elbow grease because this is a pretty big pan of macaroni. But this is the, oh, and I also use sour cream. I'm sorry, I used the whole container. I think 8 ounce of sour cream. Now I usually would do heavy cream, but instead of the heavy cream, I opted to do the sour cream. I normally do the heavy cream if I don't do sour cream. So one or the other, and that's just gonna make it really creamy. The evaporated milk is gonna make it really rich, and of course all of the cheeses is gonna make it rich as well. I use extra sharp, mild, medium, Colby Jack, Gouda, Parmesan as the cheeses. And so as you can see, let me see if I can show you. You see how it has that liquid in there? You don't want it to be dry. You want it to be wet because if you have a dry mac and cheese, it's gonna be dry, okay? So this is already creamy. So once that cheese melts down, it's going to be perfect, okay? So I'm gonna let this sit on the counter because it's still a little bit warm, not much. And then once it comes to room temperature, I'm going to cover it. Let me show you the pan top. I'm using this pan top to cover it. And then we're gonna be done. That's it, that's all. So I wanted to just show y'all what I had going on for today and how I make my mac and cheese. And I don't use an egg. And even if I did, I'll still, that's just me. I like to taste my food. I like to taste to make sure the flavor is there, because why would I not taste it and just guess and then something is wrong or something is off? So just be mindful of the salt you use because cheese is salty. But other than that, that's it, that's all. You just season it to taste and you're done, honey. So I'm out, y'all.
waiting for a sign.